Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we currently have a pretty big deficit of admin power to work through our coring here, and I think we should probably chill for a bit and work on bringing that up. We can also think about potentially expanding our military. We're at 504 out of 521 right now, but that's going to be over our land force limit once we finish up all of this recruitment here. So we'll see how that ends up going. But for now, I think that we chill, we drill, and we are just going to see what ends up happening with Gujarat. They're a little bit upset at us from what happened in the last war, and to be fair, the feeling is mutual. We're a bit upset at them too. We'll see if they decide to break their alliance. They're at minus 97 aggressive expansion right now, but mostly they want the provinces that we took down over here. I mean, we're not shocked about that. For the time being, I want to keep them at least as an on-paper ally. But eventually, we are probably going to be interested in doing something about that. Revolutionary Ottoman forces just entered our borders over here, and I guess we'll have to go deal with those. So we'll go do that right now, no problem. And we're going to need to keep quite a lot of admin power on hand to be able to core Ottawa here. So that's going to be a little bit, no doubt about that. Our war exhaustion is going down, though, and that's phenomenal. We can see we're at overall plus national unrest here, mostly due to war exhaustion and overextension. So we're not surprised that there's going to be a bunch of revolts over this way. We should probably go grab this with this force, even though it's not fully built up yet. And I want to see... Okay, we should probably just recruit a general here, to be honest. We'll recruit this guy, and that'll be fine. As soon as you're done here, turn around and go back into Delhi. So we win our battle down here, that's to be expected. And we win our battle in central Doab as well. Okay, so we're just going to group these together and get to drilling. Phenomenal. There should be more forces going in here, but I'm not... Actually, no, they're all here. Never mind. That's fully recruited now. Okay, phenomenal. So we're going to head up to Avaz then. And we completed our estate agenda, getting a base production in Adana. That is not shocking. And we have a couple of rounds of revolts here. Okay, so these guys are going to head on over here. They're going to need to get their morale back, and these guys are going to head down this way. And we'll just put down these rebellions. So we're going to have to wait until the month tick here. They're obviously going to get the separatism out this way, which is sad. Is Gujarat going to go deal with these for us? Okay, we have a bunch of revolts. That's not shocking. I'm not sure what their plan is here. Okay, Baluchistani separatists here. That's fine. And more separatists out over here. Okay. Sounds good. Both of those are pretty easy for us to deal with. No, they're not going to deal with that for us. I didn't think they would. It would be remarkable if they did. Okay. Delian separatists, of course, down over here. That's not bad. We're fine with this. There are no forts in this region, so that's, you know, not necessarily the best thing in the world. But it's okay. No major concerns for now. We can get all of these rebels taken care of slowly over time. So we have... more particularists up over here, that's fine. And Hasalis separatists, we're going to have to bring these guys down to deal with them. Okay. No major issues here, but we're not shocked that we're having significant rebels. That is deeply unsurprising right now, and we don't really want to go to war right now, for obvious reasons. So we do need a new leader here. Let's roll one up. What do we got? Actually, 4 maneuver is pretty decent. How are we going to be doing here? We are going to need a supply depot. Okay. That's fine. We can get to drilling. These guys are, of course, going to hop down over here. I think our rebels went into Bengal and were eliminated by Bengal there. That's very convenient. Georgian separatists up over this way. We'll go deal with those. No problem. So that's all absolutely fine. The advancement of the emirs, sure. And we've got this back. So these guys are going to head and deal with the particularists. Obviously, we're not having any major issues here, although we are negative financially right now. And the question is why? I didn't expect to be negative here. 14.12? That's... Actually, it's because we are... Actually, we're not over our land force limit. Okay, what's going on here? Something isn't feeling quite right here then. I mean, army maintenance is significant. Ah, rooting out of corruption. Right, that'll be due to our overextension. Yep, okay, that's it. So that's fine, that's a temporary thing. We have Mawari separatists down here and Turkish separatists up over here. So as soon as we're done here, we're going to have to head this direction. It's going to be interesting to get there, but that's fine. We're not shocked about any of this. This is deeply, deeply unsurprising at this moment. So we'll win this battle and take this back. Phenomenal. And we're at 191 admin power right now. We do need to get coring. There's no doubt about that. And I want these guys to head on over and deal with those Turkish separatists. But this is not really a problem. Luristani separatists out over here. Okay, I'll send this army to deal with those for now. That's absolutely fine. We've got plenty of forces to do all of this. So we'll just head in here. These guys can head down here. Cool. No issues at all here. So I want this force to return back up over here. Did we not get a morale bump there? We didn't, but we surprisingly still won. So we'll take it. That's fine. These guys can head back up. And this all looks good. We've got these rebels pretty thoroughly under control right now. And we should be able to core here now as well. Oh, that got cheaper at some point. Nice. Down to 197. I like it. So next up will be 78 to core this one. This is pretty expensive to core. No doubt about that. I'm going to move this army down here. There we go. These guys can move back into Delhi at this point. Phenomenal. And these guys can move back up to Row. That'll be fine. We should definitely get a morale bump. Yep, this will be okay. Nice. So these guys can get back to drilling. These guys can get back to drilling. We want to fight this unit of Turkish separatists. There we go. What rebels do we have here? Ah, okay. We hadn't actually gotten these Delhi guys drilling yet, so that seems absolutely fine. And let's continue our drill up here. These guys can head back to Moghastan. Perfect. So this is all pretty under control at this point, it feels like. Do we get any rebels on this month's tick? No, we don't. Okay, we're happy about that, actually. Our provincial unrest is still pretty bad. Still pretty bad. We did just get some mysticism points there, which is kind of neat. So that's all good. Next up, of course, we could form the Mughal Empire. We're not going to do that. We could adopt the title of Khalifa, which would move us towards mysticism, and so we're going to do that. Land maintenance modifier might not be a bad thing to grab here. And we could impose a religious tax at this point. Enforce religious unity, that sounds good. Moving further towards mysticism. What are we at for that? Minus 54? Okay, that's not bad. That is not bad at all. So these guys are going to want to head back to Tikrit, where they've been stationed. These guys up here should be drilling, which they're currently not. These guys should be drilling. And these guys should be drilling. Perfect. So that's all good. Russian separatists, okay, that's not shocking. We'll continue to head towards mysticism, and that means that these guys need to stop their drill, which they just started, and head on up here, but that's okay. I'm not too concerned about that. Next month tick, we can get Saran coring, which will be good. This is going to get faster and faster as we go through these, because it's broadly, not entirely, but broadly in descending order of cost, it seems. So that's okay. And we'll get these guys in Tikrit drilling. There we go. We won against the Russian separatists. No shockers there. Excellent. And these guys are going to head back to, where were they stationed? I guess here. Sure, that'll do. As far as our casualties go, it's not too bad, all things considered. We're making a good amount of manpower right now, so that all seems fine. What is going on over here? I guess they're just heavily recruiting up in Gujarat. Okay, I'm not sure what they're doing. They might... Well, actually, their opinion of us has improved a fair amount. Indeed, it has. So that's a good thing, all things considered. We are going to need to core here. That one's going to be 92. This is by far the most expensive core remaining. So that'll be good. We'll have that done pretty shortly. And all of these will be considerably cheaper. So we're going to start getting these cores finished. We can see here... the discontent expired, but Scandinavia re-upped it. Thanks, Scandinavia. But things are no longer nearly as bad. Our overextension is still rough. There's no doubt about that. We need to get our overextension dealt with. In 1 month tick, we'll be able to get Gwadar coring. That'll be great. So we'll get that going right now. Phenomenal. And we're going to start seeing some of these early cores that we started finishing up. We have Imperialism CBs available. We already had those. I'm not sure why we got the notification of that, but whatever. That is absolutely fine. Portugal is planning to attack Tleponic. Now, I want to point out, there was something that I noticed that I didn't remember until just now. So you remember how the Ottomans are the vassals of Portugal? And we couldn't fight the Ottomans because Portugal was allied to Spain. This has somewhat changed. Specifically, Portugal is no longer allied with Spain. They are still allied with the United States, however. And the United States is still quite powerful. They're also Miltech 29. So they're actually caught up with us in Miltech. Wow, okay. Well, that's impressive, but it's definitely fine. It's absolutely fine. So we are not making any progress towards annexation right now. This is because of our diplomatic reputation being at -3 because of our annexed subjects and our overextension. Once our overextension goes down, we'll be making some progress on that front, but for right now, we're not. Venice is no longer the naval hegemon, okay, and there are some separatists up over here that we will go deal with. That was quite a break from the separatists, though, to be honest. So that was good. We gain an innovativeness, and I would love to make this core. There we go. And there's a core finishing. Absolutely perfect. We'll get more cores going here. We need to get all of this coring done, but we have spent the majority of our admin power on getting that started. That is to say, there isn't that much more to spend on it. We're getting close here. These are all relatively cheap. So this core just finished. Phenomenal. Bringing us down to 70% overextension, putting us quite positive in our treasury. Absolutely. And we'll continue to core here. Our royal marriage with Arabia is over. That probably doesn't matter to us in any meaningful way. But Arabia wants to re-up it, and so I guess we'll do that. Murta has been converted. Phenomenal. These guys could get drilling. This is up in Nogai. Nogai can handle this. They'll just have to recover morale. So they can get that handled. No concerns there. All of our armies are currently drilling. That's looking good. I do want to take a look at our naval situation here. What's our naval force limit now? We're over our naval force limit. Okay, that's noted. So that is okay. We're not going to build more ships then, for now anyway. I mean, exceeding our naval force limit isn't that big of a deal. Right, this army should be in port here. Or rather, this fleet should be in port here. That's fine. Lose 50 diplomatic power, or 10 legitimacy. We'll lose the dip power, but I'm not happy about it. We do have a free advisor slot, and I would love diplomatic reputation here. Morale of navies is not amazing for us. Trade efficiency is okay. But I'm going to retire all of these advisors, and we're going to reroll this. This is all mediocre again. Okay, let's get rid of all of those. We've got plenty of cash, so I'm not concerned about that. What do we got? Wow, okay. Trade efficiency is the best we've got here, so I guess we'll go for that. But I don't love it. I was hoping for a diplomatic reputation. Unfortunately, that definitely did not happen. So we can get this core going. Armenia was building a spy network. Hilarious. Of course, they're backed up by some powerful people. Lithuania, Austria, Spain, Bengal, and Portugal. What a bunch of jerks. Eventually, they'll get over it. 100 dip power? Okay, sure. And yeah, Spain rivaled us, so that's potentially going to be an issue. I want to check in on how we're doing on our land force limit. 567? Okay. That can eventually get to the point where we can sustain another army. We're not quite there yet. What's our cap on manpower? Okay. Do we want legitimacy or prestige? Well, we're capped on legitimacy right now, so we're going to gain the prestige. That'll be fine. And let's get this coring. Phenomenal. Only 2 cores to go here. And our overextension is, of course, falling. I'm just going to get this one started. And then this will be done within like a couple of months here. So that'll be fine. There's another core completing, bringing us down to 53.7% overextension, and things are far, far better in terms of unrest for us. It's mostly just What's going on in That is not I just want Yeah, I don't see it in the list here. Okay, well, that's exciting. I don't know where is then. Sure. I suppose we could look at our unrest map mode. So that would be, is that under political? Yes. So taking a look at this, should be, okay, these all look exactly the same to me. Hilarious. So these are going to be separatists, yes. Where would be if it's not in the list? Probably up here. Yes. Here's Fantastic. We got there in the end. So let's take a look at what's going on there in terms of unrest. Rebel sentiment. Okay, that is due to the high overextension. It's mostly rebel sentiment. Exploited community because we, took money from the Dhimmi. And non-accepted culture, fair enough. Overextension, heretic culture, fair enough. And separatism. You know what? It's just fine. There's not a lot to do about that other than wait for that to expire. Saran is now cored, and I definitely want to get this coring before we lose this 50 admin power. But now that we have all those cored, it's actually fine. The emirs are not currently happy, but we can set an agenda here. What do we want? A manufactory in Well, we know where is now, so that's relatively convenient. You know what? Let's do it. That will get us a base tax here anyway. So let's get a manufactory here. This will be a trade station. Okay. That's relatively fine. We can take a look at what other buildings we might want to build here. Couple of great mosques. Probably a lot of counting houses, though. Yeah, there's a lot of good counting houses here. Now we can, of course, seize land, which we're going to do. Fantastic. So that'll all be fine. 2 corruption would be kind of gross. Actually, I don't care about the Ulema loyalty right now. And we'd lose 2 corruption. Not that we have any to lose. But let's do that for right now. Phenomenal. That'll be fine. Circassio is building a spy network. That seems ambitious. Speaking of which, they're a vassal of Lithuania. Okay. Lithuania is probably someone that we're going to want to fight relatively soon. We're nearing the end of our chill period here, and I'm thinking, what do we have for supply limits up over this way? Yeah, it's pretty grim. I'm not surprised about that. Although out over here isn't so bad, but we do have an army stationed there. I'm thinking about where we would want to put another army. And I'd like to have it be up over here somewhere. But the supply limits are going to be pretty gross down here, I think. Here would be like the best location up in this region, or maybe here. Yeah, supply limit of 50. I don't love it. I don't love it. We could put another one down over here, though. And that's maybe not a terrible idea. 65 to go here. You know what? Let's do it. I'm going to recruit in a flying battery here. This is going to put us over our land force limit for now. Although that will change. As we get all of this cored up, as autonomy comes down, overall we should be seeing this go up a little further. We can always build buildings to increase our land force limit if we want to as well. Or we can just say, you know what? We're making a lot of money. We don't really care. And that might be a decent argument as well. So we lost this leader here. Can we ask the emirs for one? Yes, we can. And so we shall. Get back to drilling. Fantastic. We can purchase an ability here. What would we want? Force March costing no power, perhaps? Do it. That'll be fine. I like how we've never had a golden era. I always forget to actually end up having a golden era, because I always want to wait because I think it'll be better later, and then I just never do it. Of course, we can't do one right now. So we'll see when a golden era is available, if a golden era becomes available. Okay, down over this way, we definitely want to... Actually, I want to cancel one cannon here. There we go. Bring this up to 4 cavalry, although we're low on cash. We converted the heretics of West Tunguska, which is great. And we'll just continue to get all of this going. We're down to about 21 income right now. 25 diplomatic power. Okay, that's cool. And losing ducats is not something that we want right now. We're going to be building up an army over here, right? And that's going to take some time. And some money. So that's all fine. We have, of course, suffered casualties up over here. We're taking attrition, so that means we build a supply depot. I don't like spending military power on that, but we are significantly ahead of time in our Miltech still. We're still 13 years ahead of time. And we haven't embraced industrialization, although we could. We absolutely could. It's currently in 38% of our development, and we probably should. 8,000 is what this would end up taking. I'm thinking about just debasing up to there. We can only do 5 for now. That gets us kind of close. And of course, we would want to root out less corruption for right now. In fact, I'm going to root out no corruption. We can take 1 loan, like that. And that would allow us to embrace this institution. There we go. That cheapens things significantly. And from here, we can grab a diptech, which we absolutely are happy to do. Beautiful. So we grab a diptech there. And from here, we can check to see where we are in the Great Powers ranking. So this is going to update. I think we have to wait for a month tick for this to properly update, because we are definitely going to be up above Bengal. Yeah, there we go. So we're above Bengal, right below Austria and Spain. Perfect. So that's fine. We are working our way through this, of course. And I do want to take a quick peek at how we're doing here. So we're at 555 for our land force limit. That dropped. Intriguing. That definitely dropped on us. So we have our flanking range, land morale, military tactics, and Muslim rifle infantry from getting another Miltech. That is quite impressive, actually. That's quite a lot of Miltech. We can only keep 1039 saved, so it's not possible to get this Miltech at this time. But we can definitely start to make states, and that is a thing that we're going to do. We're going to have to full core these, of course. And that'll also be relatively expensive in admin power. So we're going to be banking up our admin power for that. And we're going to have to pay down this corruption, obviously. Interestingly, our corruption isn't growing with our overextension. So that means that we're going to get free corruption reduction. That is indeed fascinating. We're currently losing money, which is, not necessarily ideal. Not necessarily ideal at all. And the reason for that money loss is, of course, going to be, in part, because of our land force limit. That said, that's come back up, so that's good. We'll keep an eye on that scenario, and for now, continue to make states. We can full core here. We just lost a general up over this way. Very rude. And we'll recruit a new one and get that drilling again. Wonderful. We're going to cap our manpower relatively soon, and so that does mean, as these guys need a supply depot, that does mean that we're going to need to do something with these, with our military soon enough. I don't know what's going on with these Bengali particularists over here, but we're going to go deal with them. Are they going in to attack Portugal over here? Awkward. They are. Okay. So, sure, we'll let them deal with it. Why not? That'll be fine. How much are we paying in interest right now? 5.17? Okay, that's pretty significant. That's absolutely noted. It is currently December. We'll core all of our provinces in Nepal for right now. So it's currently December. What that means is that we're going to get more charges of debased currency in February. So we can convert this loan over to a debased currency since our corruption is naturally going down. Ooh, a stability and 25 diplomatic power? Do it. That'll be great. And now we're making money again, too. So arguably what we would need to do here is... So this would be a total amount of 1,800. We should just save up the money and pay it off that way. We should not convert this over to a debasement. Okay, we can humiliate rival on Scandinavia. Ooh, that's a lot of money. Merchants would gain a bunch of land, or we could gain admin power here, but I kind of want the money because that will allow us to repay this loan immediately, which is great. Now we don't have to pay that interest, and we can put some of this money into rooting out corruption, in theory. So we would put this to about +5 or so, and just be rooting out a little bit of corruption, right? So that'll be okay. We'll lose some military power here. That'll be fine. Now, we can continue to recruit here, which obviously we want to do. And we'll bring that up to, I believe this should be at 36, correct? Correct. Scandinavia entered into a treaty of support independence, which is not shocking. All these guys are being total jerks about that. But that's okay. That's absolutely fine. Are we making progress on annexing our vassal? Yes, we are. So that's great. I want to keep an eye on our land force limit. So this is going to put us at, I believe, about 600 or so when this is fully maxed out. I think. So that would mean we need approximately 30 from our land force limit. Yeah, it's going to put us at almost exactly 600. No, it should put us at exactly 600, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. So that would put us at exactly 600. So that means that we should go into here, and we should, of course, grab a couple of conscription centers. And we should put this in... We're 571 right now, so we need like 15 of these. We can build 4, and that's what we'll do for now. We can make a state out over this way. Consider that done, and core those provinces full core. We'll still continue to gain land force limit here, of course. Okay, all of these are assigned. I just want to get this guy in here and drilling. So we're going to continue to gain land force limit from autonomy going down, and that's absolutely okay, but I wanted to get a little bit more boosted up there. Cool. Well, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to finish up this chill period, and we're going to go to war with something. I'm not entirely sure what yet. Perhaps Bengal. Bengal is the usual suspect here. It's difficult to expand into Scandinavia right now when they're allied with Spain. Maybe something like Circassia? I don't know. Gazamuk is interesting, actually. We could just Diplo-vassalize them. And that's not a terrible idea. So we'll just get to work on that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.